Funny feeling like you want me, and I guess in a way you do. Holding my breath, unraveling emotions. I need some space to think this through. Call me all night long. Try to give you hints and a heart to.
Hello everyone, welcome to a new vlog. If you watch my videos on a regular basis, you might know where I am. So I'm visiting my family, and every time I like to make at least one vlog here because I like to show you my cats is the main thing. But I also love filming in this room because, you know, I have such nice bookshelves here and it's just a vibe. And so that is what we're doing. And so it's just gonna be like a fun, casual, chill summer reading vlog. I am so excited to have some sunshine, see my cats, of course, and have some amazing food and read some amazing books. So I have been here for a couple days now, and I do want to put it out there, especially for me, because every single time I manage to worry about, you know, not reading enough or not updating often enough, especially, and I just want to read however I feel like reading and update whenever I update, you know? So it might be a little bit more of like scattered updates, but I want to do this vlog, just not worry about it, you know? So I actually want to treat this as a vacation because every single time I just still try to, you know, work, be productive, all that shit, and I want to be better at that. So let's talk about what I've been reading. And the main star of the show right now for the past 2 days has been Four Eids and a Funeral by Farida Abike-Amide and Adiba Jaigirdar, and I was anticipating this book for so long. I have read all of Adiba's books, except for the like A Million to One, that's like a Titanic not retelling, you know, whatever. So I've read all of her contemporary books. I love them so much. I haven't read any books by Farida Abike-Amide. She wrote Ace of Spades, which I know was very popular. I just do not read thrillers. I think it's a thriller or something along those lines. But it was very popular, and so I have heard amazing things about her, and so I knew I would just love this book, and I'm absolutely obsessed with it. So I am near the end now. I'm on page 296. It has like 370 or something, and I have been eating this up. Like, I haven't had that much time to read, but it's been just so nice to have it to come back to when I did have time, and it's just like so comforting and lighthearted and sweet and fun and amazing. And so it's like a best friends to enemies to lovers, just estranged best friends. They were best friends, they had a little fallout and stopped talking for years, and now they basically have to work together. First of all, the Islamic center in their town burned down, and so they're trying to save it. And second of all, they had a teacher that they both loved who passed away, and she left them her cat to like co-parent basically. And so they have to like work together to take care of this cat and also work on the Islamic center, and so they, you know, a little bit of some forced proximity. And it's just incredible. I have loved to watch like the build up. We get some like flashbacks to explain the context, and they just had such a strong friendship, and now they have such a strong bond and connection, and I can't wait to like fully see them fall in love. But it's just been such a wonderful gradual process. I'm obsessed with this. And yeah, so I'm loving it so much. And there's also like some fun friendships in here and family dynamics, and it's just absolutely incredible. And I'm so happy because I feel like I haven't read a YA contemporary romance that I love at this level in a while, and I love YA romance. Like, it feels really special and comforting to me, and it's just so lighthearted and easy to read, but at the same time, like, still just really meaningful and wonderful. And that actually reminds me, I'm also reading an ebook of one that I kind of put on hold as I've been reading this and doing other stuff, but we will absolutely be reading that as well. So let me just take my phone. So that is Flirting with Fate by J.C. Cervantes, and this is, I got to the halfway point, and this is another YA contemporary romance, though this one has like a little bit of magic in it. And I read the like book that the author wrote after this first, and that was, oh my gosh, wait, let me find that. That was Always Isn't Forever. And that one, it's not a series, but it is like the same exact genre and vibe. The plot is like very different, but I feel like the energy that Always Isn't Forever gave me, I am feeling in this as well. And I adored Always Isn't Forever. I remember when I was talking about it, I said something like I had no notes. Like from page 1, I loved the shit out of it. Like it just was everything to me. And this one, I like didn't want to have too high expectations because again, this was like I don't know if it was the author's debut, but you know, it was written earlier and I didn't want to, you know, expect that I'm going to love it at that level. And while I don't know if it's going to be like the same exact like level of incredible perfection, I am loving it a lot. And so basically the genre I didn't fully explain is like it's set in our world, everything like feels contemporary, but there's a magical element in it where in this case basically Ava's grandmother passed away, and then a few days later or like the next day or something, she sees her as a ghost. And on top of that, the grandmother and like the mothers of all the generations basically leave their daughters like this like magical blessing when they pass away. And so it's like a kind of like a superpower, but it's more of a skill that's like not exactly human. It's a little bit more magical, but like still mostly human, you know? And I don't know if that makes sense. And so she basically, when the grandma passed away, Ava was struggling to get to her on time. And so she couldn't give her the blessing on time, and she accidentally sent it to someone else. And so Ava has to go on a journey to get close, become friends with this guy so that she can get her blessing from him that he got accidentally. And on top of that, we see the grandma there as a ghost and this like other magical like saint person. And so I absolutely love it. I feel like it just feels so real and still like realistic, but with this magic that almost feels realistic as well. And I just love that so much. And I have talked about how I want to read slightly more like painful books where they deal with grief and painful emotions, but just in a way that's just really healing. I feel like I really need that in my life. And so I feel like this book is definitely going to be like very emotional, but I'm just loving it so much because it's also just really fun and lighthearted and even funny, and I am just loving it a lot. And so that's like the main two things. I also finished an audiobook of a book I've been reading for like a week. That is The Sweet Spot by Adriana Log. I have heard of this author so many times, and I still haven't read any of her books, and I read this, and they basically, a lot of her books are available on Kindle Unlimited as audiobooks and ebooks, and I always love when that's the case. And so I listened to the audiobook, enjoyed that, and it's just a super fun adult romance that has the single mom trope, and it's just like, it's also kind of a little bit of a sports romance. The hero is retired. I don't remember the sport, but he's retired and he's helping train the like kids at the local school, and one of them is the heroine's son, and it's just super cute. It has like the strong like caretaking vibe where, you know, she's constantly exhausted and overworked and, you know, doesn't have space for herself, and he takes care of her and helps her in so many ways, and it's just super sweet. It's super sweet, super fun. I flew through it. So I will definitely read more books from this author. And yes, so that's kind of all. The last thing I think I'll show you is I did bring Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood. I wanted to read it when it came out, but then I was like, you know what? It would be an amazing like reading on a plane book. That didn't end up being the case because I read this instead, but I still want to read it, obviously. I love Ali Hazelwood, and it's just, I'm also trying to kind of like read the like summer books that just give me summer vibes, because for context, if you didn't know, I live in Edinburgh, and it doesn't exactly have like the summer that I, you know, want or used to have or whatever, so I do feel a lot more sun and warmth here, and so I want to read like this super fun summer lighthearted books, and I will definitely be devouring this. So that is all. I will definitely be finishing For Eads and a Funeral today, and I need more people to read this because it's just so fucking good. And on the back of the book it says that the two authors are gonna write another book together. I'm so ready.
Right on the line, no. Losing it on you's the last thing I need. If I'm on you cry. And I don't wanna fight with you. I would rather lie to you. I promise now's not the right time. And I don't wanna fight with you. I would rather lie to you. Look away so you won't see, 'cause the pain is in my eyes. Feels like I could break at any moment and shatter your insides. If you feel my mind.
Hello everyone, so it is time for some updates. I have of course finished 4 Eats at a Funeral. I think I didn't talk to you after I like fully finished the whole thing, and I don't really have anything new to say. I adored this. One of my new favorite YA contemporary romances. Again, I can't wait for them to write another book together, and I'm obsessed. So if you have not read this yet, you need to read it. Such perfect, like, estranged best friends to lovers, and just so like beautiful, meaningful, sweet, fun, addicting. Like, this was just, if I had the time, I would have read this in one sitting. And I love our two main characters so much. I love Ladu, the cat, like everything about this. So and my cat is currently leaving me. So, one second. This happened earlier with my other cat. And so that happened, and then I inhaled Only for the Weak by Natasha Bishop. I've been wanting to read this for ages. I started, like, I think I got like 15% into it or something a while ago, but it was not a good time, and so I have been wanting to pick it back up, but it just didn't happen until yesterday when I started listening to it. It just called my name. I basically was making like a little cross-stitch gift for my mom, and so I needed something to, you know, occupy my ears. And so I just picked this up. I have been so like indecisive when it comes to audiobooks the past few months. I don't know what it's about. Like, there's been so many times. Usually audiobooks are like the easiest for me to finish, even when I'm not like fully loving it. If anything, usually it helps me finish a book that I'm not fully loving. But recently I've just like, no audiobook has been satisfying me and you know, keeping my attention enough, and it's very annoying. But this one certainly kept my attention. I quite literally, except for like some of the beginning, read it all in once, and it was super fun. Again, I've been waiting to find some like summer beach reads, and even though I'm not at an actual beach, you know, like, I want to feel that vibe, and this definitely had that vibe, along with such a fun, sexy, but also just like such like good romance that feels so healthy. It has amazing communication. Both the main characters are so mature. I just love them. It was absolutely amazing. It's basically like a destination wedding where the heroine's sister is marrying her ex-boyfriend, but she doesn't feel anything about it, to be honest. She doesn't care for him. She doesn't want him anyways. But the whole family is kind of dramatic about it. The sister is dramatic about it. And so the hero is the like the groom's best friend, and so they're kind of like the maid of honor best man situation, and so they basically want to like keep their little affair secret, and also like temporary, especially from the heroine side, but of course it won't be temporary, and I just loved it. So my camera is dying, but I'm hoping I can show you a little book haul. So my sister told me she'd get me 3 books for my birthday, so shout out to her. I will be doing a separate birthday book haul, but I'm gonna show you this, you know, just because why not? So I got When I Think of You by Maya Ariel. This one, I think there's a high chance I'm going to be reading in the next week. I'm super excited about this. Again, it's giving summer vibes, and I think it's like a celebrity second chance romance, and I love celebrity romances. I feel like they're perfect for the summer, and I just like, I haven't read one in a while and I'm obsessed with them, and so I've been wanting to read this for a while, and I was so happy to see it at the bookstore. Then I have Only and Forever by Chloe Leese. So this one, I don't want to say is a little bit like, this one is a bit inconvenient. I don't want to say stupid, just a little bit inconvenient, because this is the last book in the series, like one of the most exciting books of my life. I adore the series, but I've only read the first 3, and I don't have the 4th and the 5th, so I wasn't sure if I should get it, but then I just saw it there and I was like, I'm getting it. I want to get the others as soon as possible, so I won't be reading this until I read them, because like this is a series that I do want to read in order. But I wanted to own it anyways, and so I got this. And then I have a book that I've actually already read, which is Savor It by Tara DeWitt, and this one I absolutely adored. Again, when I saw it there, I was just like, you know what? I need this. I adored it. One of my favorite romances, not only of the year, but just like of all time. Absolutely perfect. Like, I already loved Tara DeWitt's previous books, but this one was just like a whole nother level. Hello everyone. So I don't have any updates right now, but I have an incredibly exciting package and we're gonna open it together. I have been waiting for this basically all year. Like, I was anticipating this book for a very long time, but then I will actually explain when I open it because I'm dying to open it. So let's just do that. One of my favorite moments in life. So, oh my god, okay, I'm not ready for this. Holy shit. Oh my god, okay. She's floppy. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely fucking beautiful. So this is Truly Madly Deeply by Alexandria Bellafleur, and we just need to take a moment. Like, the like books around them, the like books under her feet, the position, the care, like everything about this is absolutely perfect. And so to explain the context, I first of all love Alexandria Bellafleur. I've read all of her books. I've loved all of them. I have all of them. And this is her new release. And I found out that Blackwell's, they do international shipping. They do like all kinds of editions, but I found out that it makes sense, but it's still kind of frustrating that they don't really usually they don't send US editions to UK addresses, which again, I understand the concept, but I still hate it because usually with romance covers, I always love the US one more because usually the like tradition is that the US covers tend to have the characters on them and the UK covers have like the random like object or whatever. And so the UK one is still cute, but I was like, this is magnificent. Like, to my eyes, to my heart, I'm like, this is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. And so of course I needed this, and especially because I love this author. I love, you know, her books so much and I love her covers so much. I just needed this so I could get it delivered here, and it arrived today. I was getting nervous that it wouldn't arrive on time, but it's here and she's gorgeous, and I might drop everything else to read this. So I don't know what it's about. I don't care. We will find out, but I think that this is like everything that Alexandria has posted about it just made me be absolutely desperate for it. And look at her dress and the shoes. Like, oh my god, I'm obsessed. Absolutely obsessed. So I love her. And the designer, the cover design is by Ploy Serpin and the cover illustration is by Fernanda Suarez. So happy about this. And I'm just about to go get sushi with my dad, which I'm also very happy about. And so I will talk to you in the evening, maybe after I start this. I don't know. I'm like, am I ready for this? But I think I'm absolutely ready for this.
Call me all night long. Try to give you hints and a hard to see. Right on the line, no. Losing it on you, so last thing I know. If I'm honest, I'll just make you cry. And I don't wanna fight with you. I would rather lie to you. I promise now's not the right time. And I don't wanna fight with you. I would rather lie to you. I would rather lie. I would rather lie. I don't wanna fight.
I feel like this is a very weird angle, but hello. I'm in the car and I'm about to go home. I was with my best friend today. It was so nice. And I want to give you a little reading update, and I bought a book today. I wasn't planning on it, but we were kind of near the bookstore and I was just like, you know what? I don't know if I mentioned it last time. I'm sorry about the lighting. I also am in a slightly awkward position, but I can't be bothered trying to figure out, you know, how to move the camera because I want to get home. It's 9 p.m. and my throat is so dry. I have like very bad allergies and I take allergy pills every day, but you know, it makes breathing kind of hard anyways. So I had such a great day, and I always say I love filming updates in the car. I think this might be like the last time that I'm in the car alone, and so we will make the most of it, even if it's just a short and sweet update. And so let me show you the incredible, did I finish? I don't think I finished what I was saying. But I'll just finish saying it when I show you the book that I bought. So you know what, let's just do that now actually before I give you the reading update. So I wanted to go to the bookstore to pick up 2 releases that just came out like, this week, and last time I went there I was hoping they'd be there and a little bit disappointed that they weren't. And today I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try one more time. They were not there, which is fine because I found something else that I didn't even like think to look for, but when I saw it I was like, you're coming home with me. And that is Something Wild and Wonderful by Anita Kelly. I love Anita Kelly so much. This is the only book that I haven't read from them, and this is the second in the series. Yes, I read the first and the third one. It didn't have a reason besides I was super excited to read the third one and I got an arc of it and everything, and I just read that first. And this one I'm so excited for. I know it's gonna be beautiful. Anita Kelly writes such like emotional, sweet, comforting romances, and I'm just obsessed every time. I was a little bit scared, not scared of this, but like nervous because I think this one is supposed to be quite like painful, but I don't have anything to be scared of because again, this is Anita Kelly and the light shut off, so it looks even worse now. So oh my god, okay, all right, so sorry about that, but at least there's a tiny bit of light left, so I'm just gonna finish this update. Again, sorry, but I'm not gonna give up on this car update, okay? So anyways, maybe someone will walk to like activate it, you know? But I also did not stand in like the best spot, but you know what? We move on. So I know I'm gonna absolutely love this, and I don't know, something about it is really calling to me. And so we will be reading it soon. And then I have started and kept reading Truly Madly Deeply by Alexandria Bellefleur. I got to page 98 and I'm obsessed with this. I love the vibe so much. And so the heroine is literally called Truly. And then we have Colin, the hero. And I don't know how to explain it, but their energy is delightful. Like, it's making me giddy. It's making me excited. I want to keep turning the pages. I'm obsessed with it. I literally am so excited to get home so I can keep reading this book. And they basically meet because they want to do this podcast together that basically Truly is a romance author. She writes historical romances, and Colin is an attorney. I think he calls it family law, but she calls him divorce attorney. She keeps focusing on the divorce. Also because of the fact that they're doing a podcast that Colin's sister does, who is a big fan of Truly's books, and she like puts them together and they have a podcast, all 3 of them, and they're like guests on it, but then people like it, you know. And so basically Truly is like the hopeless romantic and Colin is like the like rational, you know, he deals with divorces all the time person, but he is so charming and Truly is so fun as well, and I'm just absolutely obsessed with them. And I do want to point out that while the podcast is a part of the book, so far right now it's not feeling like that big of a part of it. So I think if you don't like those types of things in books, it's not gonna like disrupt the flow of the story that much. But if you do, and like I do actually love it, I wouldn't want it to all be super a lot about it, but I think if it's balanced, then like I'm so here for it. I do think it will be very balanced in here. So I literally can't even see the pages and my eyes are hurting a little bit, so I will leave it at that. I don't think I've like read, I haven't been listening to audiobooks the past few days, or reading ebooks that much, which I wish I was reading more, but partially I don't mind and I don't care because I've actually been having such a great time. I also hope I'm at least in focus, but now I'm like scared that I'm not. Don't tell me I wasn't in focus that whole time. Like, oh my god, I'm scared now, but my camera focus is actually really good, so hopefully it's fine. But I've been like really trying to be in the moment, trying not to think about filming that much or even just like taking photos, and just try to enjoy where I'm at. And it's been so nice and so needed. And after today, I'm like, I've been having a big fucking existential crisis. And after today and seeing like my best friend, and after the past, 2 weeks, I just feel really rejuvenated, and I'm so grateful that I could come here and all of that. I still have like 5 days left, so I'm gonna make the most of that. We'll obviously talk more. But yeah, I'm gonna go get home, and I'll talk to you very soon with more updates about Truly Madly Deeply. And yeah, I hope you've been enjoying this vlog, but it's not over yet, so I'll talk to you soon.
I would rather lie to you. If I'm honest, I'll just make you cry. And I don't wanna fight with you. I would rather lie to you. Call me all night long. Try to give you hints and a hard to see. Right on the line, no. Losing it on you's the last thing I If I'm honest, I'll just make you cry. And I don't wanna fight with you. I would rather lie to you.
So it is time for some updates. I just got ready, and we're gonna go have some lunch with my mom, and then I'm getting my hair done. So every single time I come here, I get my hair done. I've been going to the same hairdresser my whole life, basically, since I was like 10, because she's like a family friend, and the color that we do together is just everything. Like, I've been getting it for, honestly, like 5 years, honestly, it could be like 6 or 7 years, because it started at the end of high school. Anyway, it feels like it's just a color that, matches like my soul, like that is a color, if I could have like a natural color that is more interesting than brown, that color is what I would choose. Obviously, it's not this anymore. It's very faded, and I am so ready. Every time, obviously, it feels so fresh. If you know, like, and it is getting a little bit long for my liking. I just want it a little bit shorter, so that's what's gonna happen. And today and tomorrow are my last days here. Very sad about that every time, but I'm just gonna enjoy it, and so super happy that that's happening, because it's very needed. And let's talk about the books. So I finished Truly Madly Deeply, and I adored it. It was so good. I like ate this up. I inhaled it. I feel like I haven't actually been reading that much here, and I've just been taking my time with all the books, and I think that's really good for me, like with everything in life, reading included. I feel like I am always just in a rush, like I have called myself like a fast-paced person before, because like I just want to get everything done quickly, and just generally my brain moves very fast, and like I read fast, and I don't like do it on purpose, but I do think it's good for me to slow down sometimes. I've just been, savoring the books and enjoying all the reading experiences, and also just like enjoying the things that aren't reading, which I think is also good for me. So anyway, this book, I don't really remember what I told you about it, but we have Colin and Truly, and they're just so cute. They have such a fun dynamic that I feel like I haven't seen this exact vibe in a romance before. Like, we have Colin, who is like very charming, very flirty, and what I love about him, he's definitely like the, gone for the heroine kind of a man, but it felt so genuine and natural, and he like liked her from the start, even when they like were bickering around, and Truly didn't like him at first because of some of the things that he said to her, and she was just very sensitive and fragile because a lot of things were going wrong in her life. And it felt very natural as well, the progression of like their bickering banter and stuff like that, into kind of like a reluctant friendship and then into dating. And it just all felt like so smooth and so good and satisfying and fun. And I loved every second. We also have bisexual representation within both of our main characters. And it's just everything. It's absolutely everything. The thing that I actually also wanted to say is that, like, Truly is such a fun heroine. I love how partially she's, like, described, like, you know, the hopeless romantic, but at the same time, she basically goes on a journey of, like, questioning love and being a hopeless romantic, you know, because, like, her parents tell her that they're taking a break, her ex-boyfriend, you know, cheats on her, and all those things obviously are very painful, and you know, she like gets very scared, and I felt actually like that was so relatable to see that, you know, like she loves love, she loves to write historical romance and like all those things, but she gets scared and she is very hesitant to be in a relationship and all of those things, and I felt like that was so well done as well. And I just loved everything about this. I don't even know how to put it into words. Just their dynamic is so fucking fun. And the only complaint I have is we do not get Colin's point of view. I say this every time. I do not ever want it to be like criticism of a book, because obviously, you know, every book needs something different, you know, and I guess it makes sense in here, but I always crave the other person's point of view. Like, I always want to know everything, see their mind, especially when it's someone who, like, you know, is absolutely gone for their partner. Like, I want to see them obsessed in their mind, you know? But I, again, don't want to, like, say it as a bad thing, but I wish it was there. But I loved it so much, and I need more people to read it. I haven't heard anyone talk about this book, and I think that's a crime. And also, especially, like, look at this cover. Look at this cover. Like, don't tell me you don't want this book. So, that's this. And the only other thing that I've been reading is 12th Night by Alexine Farrell-Fallmouth. I don't know if I mentioned it in this video. I got to page 111, and I'm obsessed with it as well. And I'm enjoying it so much, and I have talked about how much I loved My Mechanical Romance by Alexine Farrell-Fallmouth, and I've also mentioned that that is the pen name or real name of Olivia Blake, and I loved that one, and I was so excited for this one. I'm definitely loving it as well. And I actually still have not read her Olivia Blake books. And I'm sure it's a very different vibe just based on everything I've heard, based on the genres. Like, these are YA contemporary romances. And so I know it might not be the cup of tea of everyone who likes the Olivia Blake books, but I still think more people need to read it, because the My Mechanical Romance and this one are both like very nerdy in like the best ways. And I feel like if you like that, if you relate to that, I think you're gonna love it, and it's just very fun. So My Mechanical Romance is more like about physics, and they are in this like robotics club. This one is more about like fantasy video games, and so they play 12th Night, which is like, you know, like a basic normal classic fantasy game. And so we have Viola / V and Jack, and it also has the trope of like online real life divided relationship. I expected it to be a little bit different, and so I don't know exactly what to say because I don't want to spoil it. I liked discovering it on my way, you know, as I read it, and so all I'll say is that they don't like each other in real life. They know each other online separately. And that's all I'm gonna say. I'm sorry if it doesn't fully make sense, but again, I don't want to spoil the whole thing. So I expected it to be done the way that I've read it millions of times. I love this trope. And if it was done the same way, I would still love it. Like, I love the like best friends to lovers, enemies to lovers combination that this normally is. But I love that this does it in a little bit of a different way, and I'm obsessed with it. So Jack is like a typical jock. He plays, I don't actually know, football, I guess. And he gets injured, and so that forces him to kind of like do different things. And so he starts playing this game because of his friend, and he's like, oh, it's so nerdy, you know, it's stupid. But he of course starts to like it, and V is definitely more of like a nerd unapologetically, and she loves to play games, and you know, she deals with a lot of the like, you know, the guys who are like, oh, you're a girl, you of course don't know how to fight in this game, all that stupid shit. And so she creates like a male alter ego in this 12th night game and starts talking to Jack through that and in the game anonymously. And so yeah, that's, you know, plus there's like an aspect to it in real life that Jack also wants to have V's help with kind of figuring out what went wrong with his girlfriend because she's not exactly talking to him. And I don't necessarily like when we have a romance where one of the characters or both of them are still in a relationship in the book, especially when it takes a while. But something about it being done in here, it feels right. Like, it makes sense. It doesn't feel like it's overshadowing it or anything, and I'm excited to see where it goes because honestly, I don't know exactly what to expect. So, super fun. If you love playing video games, I think you'll love the vibe. And I don't personally play video games, not because I think it's bad, but I have a very addictive personality. And I think if I started, I would never stop because I do know that I do play Overcooked on Nintendo and Mario Kart, and I play Overcooked with my mom. And if it was a game that I could play on my own easily, I don't know how I would ever stop. So that is why I stay away, but I still think it's a very fun vibe. So that being said, I'm gonna go get lunch and get my hair cut. Also, I have these new earrings that my best friend got me, and I love them. And it's also matching this new tank top that my mom got me for my birthday. So we love to see it. Anyway, I'll go. And I'll see you soon with fresh hair and fresh reading updates.
Say what you wanna say to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Show me there's nothing fake to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Say what you wanna say to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Show me there's nothing fake to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Turn this room, turn it to an ocean. Let me float around. Eyes closed, like we're dreaming even when we're not. You and me got a whole other meaning, I don't know how. You and me just know how it feels when we're falling in love. Say what you wanna say to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning.
Hello everyone, so it is time for an update. I have my new hair, which you can't really see that well. The lighting there is horrible, so I'm sorry about that, but I'm filming here with my baby and obviously so you can see her because this will be my last update before my flight tomorrow morning. So let's just appreciate her cuteness. I hope I'm not gonna annoy her with my talking and that she's gonna stay here. So I have one main update, which is that I have finished 12th Night. I finished it this morning, literally like right before we went out. I was like reading it all morning and I was like, oh my gosh, like I want to finish this before we go, and it was getting just so exciting. I loved it. So I kind of try to describe how the like trope of like the online real life situation was done a little bit different in here. And what I will tell you that I don't know if I made it clear is that they're actually not like best friends online at the beginning. So I feel like usually the setup is that they're best friends online or like really good friends, or they just already know each other at the beginning and then they hate each other in real life. But in here, they like meet each other online. Like throughout the course of the story, which was like one part of it that I really liked, and amongst like along with other parts that I loved. So it was just incredible. And there were so many other things where, you know, when there's like any trope in a movie show that is just like so often repeated, you know, like someone is keeping a secret and you know that there's gonna be like a big fight about it, and how there's always like the situation of like, you know, they try to tell them but something cuts them off and then the person gets angry because they're like, why did you not tell me, you know, like those situations. And you're just, you know, you're thinking like, oh my god, she's so cute. you're thinking, you know, oh my god, I wish it could be done differently, and then it isn't. But in here, there were so many different situations where I expected something I thought I wasn't gonna like, you know, like some slight annoying like plot points, and it wasn't there at all. And again, I don't want to spoil anything, so I'm not going to describe it in detail, but I will tell you, I loved this so much, and I think that this has quite a different vibe and story than My Mechanical Romance, but I do think you should absolutely read both of them because I loved them so much. And I kept thinking that I feel like if you like Ali Hazelwood's books, especially her YA Chicken Mate, I think, but like the vibe of her adult romances, but just like if you would like to read that in a YA setting, I feel like this really has that vibe of like feminist, nerdy main characters, and I really loved V in this. Like, she is so cool, honestly. Like, she is very like rough around the edges. Everyone calls her a bitch, but she just like is not, you know, she's not a people pleaser. She is fully herself. She doesn't take anyone's shit, and honestly, I found that really inspiring. Like, I feel like I'm definitely a people pleaser, and as a kid I used to be so angry and then I worked so hard on unlearning that in my adulthood I don't know how to even let myself feel anger in most situations. And seeing characters that I end up, you know, completely loving, with, I don't want to say she has anger issues, but she definitely gets angry, you know, sometimes for good reason, sometimes maybe it goes a bit too far, but it's like, I love her anyways so much. And I feel like that's honestly really healing, because I do think women generally are told not to be, you know, angry and all those things. And it's like, yes, I want to be a kind, sweet, loving person, but that does not mean that kindness and sweetness has a place in every single situation and conversation, and some people are just assholes and they don't necessarily deserve, you know, like nice words. And so I just adored this. I thought the main characters were so incredibly well fleshed out. I loved them so much, and I feel like Jack has so many layers as well. I think at first I described him, you know, that he's like a typical jock, but throughout the course of the story you also learn like deeper things about him, and he learns deeper things about himself because he also feels like, you know, football is all that he is. And I thought this was just so well done and I adored it. I'm so happy that I could read it and finish it. And yeah, so that is all about this book. And again, I highly recommend it. I can't, like I said, I can't like compare it to Olivia Blake's books, but I do think you should I think you need to check the books out because they're just incredible. So that's that. And before we go, I think obviously I think I might read a little bit more tonight, but again, it's like my last evening here for now. And I just want to enjoy it and hang out with my cats and my family and chill. But I do think I'll update you one last time tomorrow when I get back. And, you know, maybe I will have some reading updates. I do think I will pick up Not in Love. I don't know if I mentioned it earlier that I was planning on taking this on the plane. I'm gonna attempt it this time. We will see, but it just feels like such a good plane ride. Is it a ride? Book. And so I do think if I start something today, it will be this. I also have been like really, I have not read any ebooks or audiobooks. Like I think I mentioned, I have been slightly reading Flirting with Fate, which I love so much, but I just have not read any books. Like, I've thought about it. Normally it's like the easiest, but I've just been in a very strong physical mood, I guess. I don't know. So I will stop talking now, and I will see you very soon. And yeah, so just one more little look. I will show you my cats a little bit more after this clip, because how could I not? But I will miss this room, even though this angle is not particularly good. But I always say, you know, until next time. I don't like to say goodbye. I always like to say see you later, or see you soon, preferably. So I will see you soon. Fake to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Say what you wanna say to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Show me there's nothing fake to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. We can do nothing at all. is time for the final update. As you can see, I have returned. I got home this morning and I have actually been very productive, and now it's kind of like hitting me because it's like, what time is it? It is it's about to be 5 p.m. and I woke up at like 5:40 in the morning. So obviously I did not sleep for a very long time or very well. And when I got here, I actually felt like I had quite a lot of energy. I made lunch, I got my nails done, and I don't know if the lighting is good. It always shows a little bit different, but I had such a crisis about what color I should get. Of course, it is glitter again, but every single month I kind of associate like a vibe and a color with it, but July was a little bit confusing because partially in my head July is like the peak of summer unless you live in Scotland, and so I imagine, you know, like bright blue skies and the ocean and that kind of thing. And then at the same time, when I was looking at like the, you know, like male color options, I saw like some like hot pink and stuff like that I was like, you know what, that I feel like maybe like 10 years ago or something, I don't know, it's been a long time. There was like a very big trend that there was so much neon in the summers, and I don't feel like it's that much of a thing anymore, but I feel like I kind of still like associate it with it a little bit. But at the same time, hot pink, while I love pink, hot pink is not a very practical color. So anyway, this is what I ended up choosing. I originally wanted to have like a light blue color that's more like a Cinderella vibe, but this I do feel like fits the July theme. Even though I probably will not be getting much more sun, I always feel very good when I have fresh nails, and getting my hair done in the same week, like, we love to see it. So that being said, I also I wandered off into the bookstore as well. And I normally like, you know, chill there for a while, but today I did not have the energy for that. But last week I was really hoping to find, like I said, 2 books at the bookstore. One of them being a novel love story by Ashley Poston. Oh my gosh, like, I first of all didn't know that this book was coming out this month until a few weeks ago when someone posted about it on Instagram or something, and I'm like losing my shit. And today when I realized that I could get the book today, I was just like, okay, we're doing this, it's happening, and it happened. I have it. I'm so happy. I am like a little bit speechless because I always say this, that first of all, I love Ashley Poston, and I feel like not a lot of people reading her books these days know that she used to write YA romance and has like 3 or maybe 4, I think maybe 3 around that, YA romances that I read as a teenager, and now as an adult reading her adult books, it just feels like it's meant to be. It feels so right, and I connect to the stories and to the characters so incredibly deeply that like it like rewrites my brain chemistry. And so this is of course one of my most anticipated releases of the year, and like I am not ready for this, but I do think I will be diving in immediately because I asked myself, like, I want to go to a different bookstore next week, and so I thought maybe I could wait until then because I have bought a few books in the past 2 weeks already. But then I was like, you know what, I think I need it now. I need to read it right away, and I am just super excited. But I did actually end up doing what I planned to do and told you I would, which is I started Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood. I started it on the airport, and I kept reading on the plane, which does not happen very often. I tend to either listen to audiobooks or read ebooks or like some other random stuff, just listening to music. But today I like just the second I dove in, I could not stop, and I got to page 156, and so I am getting close to the halfway point, and I'm obsessed with this. So I am very happy that I did not care about anyone's opinions, because like I have heard some things, and honestly I find it a little bit funny that, you know, one of the main things I've heard people say about Ali Hazelwood that I don't like is that she writes all her books are the same, which, you know, obviously valid opinion. You know, you like, no one has to read anything they don't want to read, obviously, like I understand the, you know, need for variety, but then she writes this that is a very different vibe, and I see a lot of people not liking it. But I, first of all, I just knew I would love this myself personally, and I'm absolutely loving it. I just think Ali Hazelwood is an incredible author, and I just like, she knows how to build characters and chemistry, and this does have like the classic STEM setting. But I feel like it would honestly be almost strange for Ali not to write in a setting like this. Like, I would love to see it, but I feel like it's just her thing, and it's something that, you know, people can expect every time. And I always say that I'm not in STEM in any shape or form. I could not be further from it, but I'm so happy that people can see these books and read them and just kind of feel seen, all of those things, you know, and so I love that. And so anyway, if you do not know what this is about, this is another adult contemporary romance, again, STEM setting, that is the same, but the dynamic and the way that the romance is set up is very different. Basically the plot is that we have Rue and Eli. So they basically meet up through this dating app on at the beginning that is supposed to be like for a one night stand, never gonna see each other again. It doesn't go as planned in that moment already, but then they end up finding out that Eli is one of the people who are like trying to steal the company that the heroine Rue works at. And so it basically, you know, she's like, oh, like, what is happening? Obviously, she's like angry and frustrated and scared of this like company, and she doesn't want to betray her like close friend who owns the company. And at the same time, they have such a strong chemistry, and, you know, they just, you know, can't resist the pull. And I keep saying how like I have been so desperate for office romances. And while this doesn't feel, to me at least, like a normal office setting, I don't know if it's like the science vibe or whatever, it is obviously a workplace romance. It is an office romance, if you think about it. Like, I don't know, it's not a normal office, I guess. Either way, it's forced proximity and like all those vibes. Also, please, I always say, please, if you have any office romance recommendations, let me know. Like, I just would love to devour a shit ton of them, but I keep just struggling to find more, and a lot of them are just like so basic or toxic, and just, I don't want that, you know, I just want something good. And so this is definitely very good, and I have heard someone describe this as being kind of more melancholy than other books by Ali, and I think that's like the main difference, where the vibe is very different, the heroine is very different. She basically is a lot more like withdrawn emotionally. She keeps to herself. She has very strict boundaries. She does not want to fall in love. She has never actually like dated anyone. And so all of these things are very different. And she actually reminds me in the vibe of V from 12th Night. And so I feel like that's actually so fitting, me reading these two in a row, which like they're very different, but these vibes actually feel very similar. And I'm obsessed with that, honestly. And even in the way that Eli is just like, he just really likes her just the way she is. He doesn't need her to be more like emotionally open, and, you know, like, I don't know how to describe it, but he just likes her the way she is. And I can't wait to read more. Again, I've been busy, but the second that I like chill out and read more, I don't think I will stop. So I will, however, stop this video. I have not edited it yet, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be long as fuck as always. So I have been in, honestly, like an ebook and audiobook slump. I realized today, and I think it's fucking hilarious, that like for years I was trying to get like back into physical reading, just fall in love with it, you know, and I was just constantly reading ebooks and listening to audiobooks, and I just wanted that experience, you know. I love ebooks and audiobooks, to be clear, but it's just not exactly, it's not the same, it's all different, you know. And then I feel like this year I've been doing so well at reading physical books. I love it so much. It feels so relaxing and I can just focus on it so much. But now I feel like I don't know how to read ebooks anymore or listen to audiobooks. Like, I have not been able to focus on any of them. And I'm like, what is this about? You know, I want to read it all in all the ways, but you know, yeah. I honestly, I don't even know if what I've read in this video. I'm sorry if there was anything that, you know, I told you about and then never talked about again. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I had such a wonderful time. I'm also very happy that I did not worry about filming this time whatsoever. I'm so proud of myself for that. But I hope you still enjoyed this video, and if you made it this far, of course, please leave a cat emoji down below, and thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I will see you soon in another video. Bye!